Since the dawn of time, all civilizations have believed in ghosts and the supernatural in some form or other. These are ancient mysteries, and to dismiss them is to deny ourselves that arcane knowledge of the past that has ultimately fashioned our lives. For wherever we may stand, on no matter which particular landscape of this planet, beneath our feet are the many layers of these previous civilizations, which have left their irrevocable mark, not only on the physical landscape, but on our subconscious too. My obsession is a search for the hidden realities that lie concealed within the ethereal shadows of ruined castles and decaying gargoyles. In the remote, quieter corners of our landscape, there is a strange feeling that we are not alone. And as we pass by some ruined mansion or moonlit abbey at nightfall, we know that within the crumbling walls there still lurk dark spirits from the distant past, watching, waiting. I suppose it was natural that I should develop an interest in ghosts and all things supernatural from an early age, as I spent my childhood in two archaic haunted houses in a remote part of the English countryside, where I would play for days on my own in the parklands, with only my imagination as a friend. Both my father and elder brother were avid readers of ghost stories, and I inherited the family's library on the genre. My favourites were Arthur Machen and M.R. James, mainly for their emphasis on mysteries as old as time itself, but also for the subtlety of their narrative. In later years, I discovered the works of Edgar Allan Poe, whose eerie tales of decaying Gothic mansions and dark crypts seemed to mirror my own obsession with the ghosts that haunted them. On my 21st birthday, my father, who was himself a keen photographer, gave me an old Leica camera, and I instantly became hooked on photography. What intrigued me most was the magic of time and light and the enigma of reality that these elements conjured up. Over the years, I've tried to portray this theme in my photographs, to inspire the viewer not to take everything around them at face value, to show that what we are conditioned to believe is reality may not be quite all that it seems, if only we take the time to inquire. The mystical quality of the photographs reflects an ancient order and attempts to reveal what is eternal. One of the oldest civilizations in Europe, Ireland's cultural heritage lies deep within its Celtic traditions of myth and magic. As a race, they embraced the awesome power of nature and the suspension of reality, made poets their kings, and believed in another world that lay close to the borders of our manifest real world. For them, the period between day and night, the Twilight Hour, was a dangerous time when one's earthly spirit or soul might cross over into this supernatural world. The ancient Celts recognized that this world was not the only level of existence, and that another realm of the ever-living, of demons and ghosts, was always close to the surface of reality, and this other world was therefore very real to them. They regarded the many ancient earthworks and standing stones of their ancestors to be the dwelling place of these beings of the other world, which the Irish called the She. The She embodies the halfway state between one world and the next, and was said to be of two kinds, the tall shining ones and the opalescents lit from within. One such place was a hilltop passage grave known as Slieve na Calia, or the Hill of the Witch, which is still said to be haunted by mysterious figures and eerie screams in the dead of night. The Celts believed magical agencies pervaded every aspect of their lives and surroundings, and it was their holy men and soothsayers, the Druids, who through a process of initiation inside these dark interiors gained access to this ancestral spirit world, reawakening latent powers that they then channeled for good or evil. The Druids were known to have practiced animal and human sacrifices at ritual gatherings on hilltops and in oak forests, by stabbing, strangulation, or other means. They closely observed the death struggle of their victim to divine the future. The Celtic mysteries, the duality of the visible world of nature and the invisible realm of ghosts, live on in this stone figure, which sits back to back with its double in a remote Irish graveyard. To the Celts, man was not separate from nature, but a part of it. Every river, lake and well, every plain, hill and mountain had its own name. It was as if the ground had some sacred power, and this harmony with nature brought with it a powerful supernatural knowledge. They could tell the future by observing the flight of birds and the behavior of animals, the patterns of clouds and the flow of rivers. These ancient beliefs live on in the minds of the Irish people, a legacy of dark pagan terrors that still haunt the present, an elementary evil that outlasts time.